Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. I just wanted to do a quick review before you take that PC. The code will be in this video as well. What I want to say is I went over the last learning activities, maybe the last three, and saw the ones that people were struggling on. So I just wanted to cover those, okay? I'm going to try to spend 1 or 2 minutes on each one, okay? I'll do my best. So let's just get through it quick, okay? So this is from learning activity number 2, 7.2. We have to match the pairs of angles complementary to each other. So the main thing, class, is remember complementary, that means 90 degrees, right? So you need two angles. So complementary is when two angles equal 90 degrees together. Okay, so I need to find two of those angles that equal 90 degrees together, all right? Looking at this, 36% of you got it correctly. That's crazy. Mainly because it looks like a lot of people didn't answer. I wonder why. But if I was to look at this, if I'm trying to get complementary, I need to see which numbers added together give you 90. Well, I can see here's 63. Well, 63 plus what gives you 90? I can use my calculator. And I see that 63 plus 27 degrees, that will give you that 90 degrees, all right? So the answer, the two pairs that should match here would be angle MCD with, or I say and, angle DCM. Okay, when I say the angles, remember, you're just connecting dots. You start at M, you go to C, you go to D, that equals that 27 degrees. And then you do DCM or DMC. So DMC, that's 63 degrees, okay? You put those together, complementary is 90 degrees. Those are complementary, okay? Oh, it looks like there might have been an error in this. I can also see that since the answer said MCG, okay, and that probably matched with the other one, I could do these two as well, right? So let's check. MGF, so MGF, that's right over here. And GMF, angle GMF, that's 64. Okay, if you add those together, do you get 90 degrees? 26 plus 64 is also 90 degrees, okay? So that's the idea of complementary. Complementary, 90 degrees. All right, let's go to the next one. This one, a lot of people seem to struggle with as well. Maybe because I want to say there's a lot of different numbers here, and that's intimidating, right? But the idea is find the numbers that are complementary angles. Remember, we said complementary, that means 90 degrees. Okay? So which two angles equal 90 degrees? If I was to look at these answers, I see that it's CEF. So CEF, there's C, there's E. Let me do this in red. There's C, there's E, and there's F right over here. That's 40. And then BFA, there's B. I'll do green. There's B, there's F, and A goes up there, right? A goes right up there. That's 50. So 40 and 50 give you 90 degrees, okay? If I check those other ones like CEF, well, CEF is 40, but BFE, so BFE, that's 55. Okay, do you see the difference? You have to follow, like connecting the dots. And in between that will be your angle, okay? 16 people said DCE and ABF. So let's double check that. So if I check DCE, let me erase all this. I check DCE, there's D, there's C, there's E. That is already 90 degrees. Because it's already 90 degrees, that doesn't have any complementary angles, right? Because complementary means when it's equal to 90 degrees, okay? This same thing goes with supplementary. Okay, so now if I was to say, find the supplementary angles, let's say supplementary, that's when you have two angles equals 180 degrees, okay? Supplementary is 180 degrees. So you gotta pick two angles that equal 180 degrees. Well, I can kind of look around on this, but if I was just to see straight off the bat, I could see, well, 125 plus 55 equals 180, right? I also see that 90 plus 90 also gives me 180 degrees. So Therefore, those two answers would be the ones that would be more, those ones would be, those two angles would be the ones that are supplementary, okay? So the ones that are supplementary, I could say is CB to F, so CBF, and BFE. BFE, okay? Those two together, add them up, give you 180 degrees. We can also see that DCE and ABF are also supplementary, okay? Let's go to the next one. All right, this one, fun, isn't it? This is from 7.4. A lot of y'all, actually most of y'all got it right. 68% answered correctly, but other people kind of answered differently, right? So let's read this problem. So I have segment AB, so that line there, EF, that segment there, CD, the one pointing out, they all intersect. So they all cross at point C. Okay, intersect means cross at, right? An angle ACD is a right angle. So if ACD is a right angle, I know that is 90 degrees, okay? We got to find the value of G. So I need to know, well, what the heck is G? G is right over here, okay? Well, in order to find G, there's two things you could see here. I can see that since ACD is 90 degrees, ACD is 90 degrees, I also know that DCB, so DCB is also 90 degrees. Why is that? Because again, if I have just a straight line segment, the angle from that line segment will always be 180 degrees or supplementary, okay? So that's supplementary. So I can say that 90 plus 53 plus G, that has to equal 180 degrees, okay? So 90 plus 53 plus G has to equal 180 degrees. Or, here's a big or 53 plus G is going to be 90 degrees, okay? Because technically there is a right triangle there, but I only know that because of that other 9 degrees at ACD, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. So if I was to solve for this, let's solve with the red up here. Let's say we add them all up, that makes it supplementary. I get 143 plus G equals 180. Well, G has to equal 180 minus 143, okay? So when I do that, I should get 37 degrees. And look at that, that's our answer right there, okay? All right, we got two more, then I'll give you the code. Okay, next one. Let me move my face move. I'll move this. Okay, this is from 7.5. Again, I'm trying to figure out what X is. This is kind of, I pulled this out a little bit earlier today. I know a lot of people were already working on it. Looking at this, we only had a handful of people respond. But the idea, class, is, again, we're trying to find what X is. We're using either supplementary or complementary, okay? That's what we've been learning. So if I was to look at this, I know that segment AB is a straight line. So therefore, this in red has to equal 180 degrees, okay? With that whole thing's 180 degrees, I add those all up. Okay, add all of these up, this X, 148, one X, I add them all up. That gives me that 180 degrees, okay? And when it's 180 degrees, everything added up together should equal 180, means it's supplementary, okay? So if I combine my X's, I see that I have two of those X's plus 148 is equal to 180. I need to figure out what 2x is equal to, so I'm going to subtract 148. So I have 2x is equal to, what was that, 32? Now I need to know, if I have two x's, I need to know how much one of those equal. So I'm going to divide by 2. So now my x is equal to 16. And that's our answer for the one down there, okay? So I really should be 16 degrees. Okay? You could do the little circle thing, but I know in Canvas you can't really type that in, so that's fine. All right, last one, then we got that code, okay? This one's so much harder, isn't it? But here's the thing. I gave you a hint. The hint is that this part from LW, or this part over here in green, from there to there, okay, the hint I gave you is that that part right there is complementary. We know complementary, that is equal to 90 degrees, okay? I know this because it says line L is a perpendicular line. Remember, perpendicular is when you have basically a line there and then the line that makes a 9-degree angle, right? That's perpendicular. So if that's perpendicular, I know that this whole part has to equal 90 degrees, okay? Well, if that's equal to 90 degrees, I'm trying to find the value of each one of those. I know at least that 19 plus x plus w is equal to 90 degrees, okay? Here's the hard part. I don't really know, okay? I'm not 100% sure what my w and x is, okay? Because I'm not sure, again, this one's supposed to be a little bit harder. It really is meant to be a little bit harder. But because I don't know, I have to kind of use this angle again, okay? But I do know that, let me erase some of this. I do know that this right here, okay, that line M, that whole part is 180 degrees. Okay, so that whole part right over here is 180, right? If that 138 plus another one is equal to 180, well, I see that W is a vertical angle. So therefore, that W has to be right over here as well. Remember, when things cross, the opposite angles are equal to each other, okay? So I actually have two equations here. The first equation I found, which is from that 9-degree angle, a 19 plus x plus w equals 9 degrees. And then the second equation is w plus 138 equals 180 degrees. Okay, this comes from this right here, okay? This top part comes from this stuff, okay? So I know that w can be solved. W is something plus 138 equals 180. I got to subtract 138, subtract 138. So W is equal to, let's see. So 180 minus 138. So W has to equal 42 degrees, okay? So if W is 42 degrees, all right, I could say that, that's what W is. Let me circle that. I could say that 19 plus x plus 42 now. So let me just rewrite this. So you have 19 plus x plus 42 now is equal to 90 degrees. Combine those numbers, I get x plus, what was it, 19 plus 42? That's 61 equals 90 degrees minus 61. I know that x has to be 29 degrees, okay? So those are where your answers are. Again, this one's a pretty hard one. I like this problem. It's pretty tricky, but I don't think this is in the, this would be a nice level 4. I don't think this is in the proficiency check though, but that's how you do that one, okay? So that's it for today. We do have a proficiency check. Keep in mind, we do have the code. It'll expire at 8 a.m., okay? Keep that in mind. But your code for this proficiency check, you can do this on your own. There is a time limit of 45 minutes. You can use your notes if you want, if you take notes. But your answer is, or your code for this test is vertical same, okay? Vertical, capital V, capital S, same, okay? So other than that, good luck. This is our lessons for this week, and I'll see you next week.